Now let me show you how to use Enigma in a real game. With Enigma you have two options, either you farm or you gank early. And to show you a perfect example of both, I thought I'd bring in the only Dota player in the world that's older than me. I'm talking of course about EG.Fear from EG. These games are from the tournament just before the Shanghai Storm. I can't remember the name. I believe Alliance won it and EG came in second. So this is from the previous patch, but it doesn't really matter, it might as well have been this patch. But I really wanted to show you these two games in particular, because it's just a perfect textbook example of the two options you have as Enigma. Either you get your level 6 as soon as possible and then try out a smoke gang with the black hole, and then you go back to farming to get your mechanism and then you go push. This is the safe farming option. The first game here is an example of that. And then in game 2 of the series, Fear goes aggressive and rotates to the enemy jungle early on. So that's the aggressive approach, and I'm gonna show you that after this game. It was actually not too long ago that people were actually banning Enigma against EG because they were just so afraid of Fear's Enigma. But first let's look at the safe farming approach. This is also a perfect opportunity to show you guys how to jungle Enigma on the dire side. As you can see, it's pretty much the same, not to say that it's exactly the same. So if you know how to jungle Enigma on the Radiant side, then it's not a problem to do it on the Dire side. On the Dire side, however, I prefer to get tangos because then I can cut down this one tree here, and this way I can pull the creeps out to this area here, and then you can farm more safely. But you can also do that with Midnight Pulse depending on the camp. The biggest advantage you have by jungling Enigma compared to other junglers is that the Eidolons are disgustingly strong in the early game. It is so hard to actually stop Enigma because if you invade him and try to gank him, then you're just likely to die yourself because Enigma is higher level than you, and also he can just send Eidolons at you while he's retreating with his own hero. It's very hard to gank this hero. Fear made a few minor mistakes here and he was interrupted briefly, so he is a little behind. But notice here that he just sends one of the Eidolons to stack the rune camp, so this way he still gets full value from all these three camps here. So he gets his level 6 at 421, and this is a really good level 6 timing. This is what you can expect from Enigma. And as soon as he hits level 6 he buys a smoke and then he goes looking for a gank. And look at this gank here. So Male is just baiting like a boss and then the counter gank begins. I bet some of you guys would not have dared to go for this black hole here because there's a very little chance it's gonna connect and you don't want to waste the cooldown. But obviously Fear is like a beast, so he's just gonna land it. But even if he didn't connect with the black hole and just wasted it, then it wouldn't have been a big deal because black hole in the early game is not really that much of an important spell. So if you just have a slight opportunity to get a kill with it, then just go for it. And if your friends flame you for missing a black hole in the early game, even though you had just a tiny bit of chance to get a kill, well, then you should get new friends. So in this game, Fear is going for the no boots build. He's just rushing the mechanism. He wants this so he can push with his team and so they can take these early scrims against the relocation shenanigans and all that. It's fine, but I really would prefer to get the brown boots first before the mechanism, because brown boots actually does speed up your jungling speed. So in the end, the mechanism timing is not gonna be that different regardless if you have the brown boots or not. So I really prefer to get the brown boots first. Rather than going back to his jungle to finish the mechanism, he goes here to this area near the ancients. And just notice here that he face tanks the trolls a little bit to make sure he doesn't lose any Eidolons, and then he farms the ancients. At this point you can easily farm the ancients with your level 4 Eidolons, and just for good measure he uses the armor buff to make his Eidolons just a little tankier. So now the mechanism is done, Ward and Clinks are coming online, and EG just starts to push, and the Wisp Tiny lineup just crumbles to the pressure. There's nothing they can do at this point. Fear recognizes that there's really nothing they can do against a BKB black hole, so he just rushes the BKB over the Guardian Greaves. With the chrono setup and the pushing, then he doesn't even need the Blink Dagger in this game. Often I see the pros just skip the Blink Dagger completely to get teamfight items like Guardian Greaves. So this was the safe farming approach to playing Enigma, where you just stay in the jungle and get your level 6 really fast. And then try to gank with the black hole, but mainly you just want to finish your mechanism and then you go push with your team. But now let's look at a replay where Fear has a more aggressive approach. This is game 2 in the same series, so it's still against OG. This time his medium camp got blocked off, so maybe because of this, or maybe because he realizes that he can pressure the bottom lane early on, he chooses to go to the ancient area, and then he wants to go to the enemy jungle. And because he wants to do that, he's just gonna farm up this hard camp here on the way. Enigma is really strong early on with the Eidolons, so the option of invading the enemy jungle in the early game is something you can get away with. And here Fear just gets really lucky. His Eidolon just multiplied, and then he finds a Winter Wyvern. So that's an easy kill for TC and Fear. And now he's looking to gank the Doom down here. So he actually farms up the easy camp because he wants the Eidolons to multiply before they go in and kill the Doom. So here at the 4-minute mark, he's not even level 6. You will get a slower level 6 timing when you go aggressive, but the Fear has already been involved in 2 kills, so he did his job. The decision to go aggressive this game definitely paid off. And at this point, the game is pretty much over again. EG doesn't make a mistake and OG just loses the series 2-1. I think I covered everything in this video. Radiant Dire, how to deal with the first hard cam no matter what creeps you get. And finally, how you should use Enigma in a real game. So let me know if there's anything I've missed. And as always, I desperately need more views, so please share this video on Facebook or other platforms. Tell your friends, subscribe to my channel if you like my stuff. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time. Peace.